I'm just waiting for some people to pop on. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to set the scene here. Hi! I'm just getting an ambiance started, waiting for some people to show up. I got some candles lit here. Hopefully the sun doesn't go down before I start doing readings and such, because I'm using the light from outside right now. Oh, let's see what I'm about. Oh boy. I'm sure I'm not as intense as you are, but I appreciate you watching. So I'm using Palo Santo right now to just kind of like clear the area. I'm just waiting to see if other people are going to pop on. Very true. Last week was definitely a very busy and a very stressful and intense week for me. I'm curious to see if it was the same way for you or for anyone else that watches the replay later. Like I was saying in the card that I pulled on Wednesday, it was kind of like there's like a letting go that needs to occur, and a merging of our past, of who we once were and who we're becoming. That's kind of energy that's been occurring, and I've definitely been realizing that the reason that I've been struggling a lot lately is just because I was trying to hold on to who I once was, or trying to continue to be the person that I once was for other people, and that was a struggle for me. I was at my family's house last week, and like stepping into that energy of like being who they expect me to be because they've known me since I was a kid, even though I've outgrown a lot of those parts of myself, and like having a difficult time and like staying who I am now and not stepping into that. It was a very interesting time. So I'm curious if you or if anyone else was kind of having that experience as well. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, absolutely. But we grow and we learn and stuff, and there's things that we learn along the way that we don't want to continue doing. And when you're around certain people, they tend to like bring those things out in you that you were like working so hard to like not be that anymore. So I don't know, it's just an interesting time. Yeah, sometimes it's a struggle, but it's all a learning experience. So alright, so what I do with these live readings on Sundays, usually on Sundays, sometimes on Monday. I'm working on sticking to an actual schedule, but whatever. So what I usually do with these is I do a reading for the upcoming week, like the vibe for the upcoming week, and then anyone that stays on, I'll be more than happy to give you a free reading. So I'm just shuffling my cards and getting myself tuned in here. So it's interesting, how Mars went direct again, and a lot of people were saying, like, yes, now it's the time for action and things like that. I was saying in the beginning of the month, if you look at my monthly readings that are on YouTube, they're free, and then, like, any of the readings that I've been doing throughout the last couple weeks, I've been saying, like, yes, it's a time of action, but it's, like, slow and steady wins the race. Like, we feel like we're supposed to be going faster than we are, but, you know, it's like we weren't moving for a long time, and we were like trying to figure things out. And then once Mars went direct again, it's like, okay, so here's your green light, and we're trying to, like, you know, get the momentum going, like pick up speed and things like that. So when you start to run, you're starting at a slow, you know, at a slow pace, and you may stumble a little bit, and then you get your groove. And so that's what I feel like the last couple of weeks have been. It's like, you know, we're getting our footing. Maybe we tripped a little bit in the process, but now, like, we're getting, that's okay. That's not a problem. Okay, yeah, have a good one. So I feel like, so we've gained our footing, and now it's like, now we're starting to really feel the momentum. So I feel like that's what this last week is going to be about. We're really going to feel this energy that is pushing us forward now. And like, we have been sort of feeling it a little bit, and like trying to like get into the groove of that for a little while. And it hasn't, you know, it hasn't really clicked yet. And now I feel like it finally is. It's starting to, and we're kind of like, okay, yeah, I got this now. Everything that I've been wanting to do, like maybe I've had other distractions over the last couple weeks, and now it's like, all right, now it's time to go. Like, everything else has kind of like cleared away, and now it's time to move forward. So like for me, it was, you know, dealing with the hurricane that we had in North Carolina. We had to leave to Pennsylvania for a little over a week, and we weren't really sure when we were going to be coming back, and it was really stressful, and I'm like, when am I going to get to work again, and blah, blah, blah. And we had a wedding that we were doing, that I was in, so there was a lot of things that were, you know, for lack of better words, like distracting me from focusing on me, you know. And now it's like, okay, those things have cleared away. Like, you know, Wilmington is still, you know, we're picking up the pieces, but the roads are cleared, and people can start going back to work now, you know, and getting back on track. And that's the kind of the energy that I'm feeling for the last week of September. Getting back on track. So I'm just shuffling here. While I was talking, I wasn't really paying attention to the shuffling, so okay. Taking a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. I hope I don't completely lose light before. I'd like a card, please. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords coming up for this weekly vibe, and that kind of tells me it's like we've done a lot of work to get to where we are, so I just have to shift my legs. So we've done a lot of work to get to where we are, you know, but there's still a lot for us to learn, so not, you know, getting into this energy of thinking that, you know more than other people. Don't get into that kind of energy. You know, don't try to take on things that are bigger than just you. Or, like, if you want to take on things that are pretty large, don't try to take them on, all by yourself. This is, realizing that you have your limits still. You have your limits still. He has a sword, and he looks like he's ready to fight, like this dragon or something that is flying towards him. You know what I mean? Like he's ready to fight if he has to, but his sword is small. So like he can only do so much with what he's got. You know what I mean? And he has learned a lot along the way. And maybe there's just a little bit of an overconfidence here, So understanding that there's still a lot more to learn as we move ahead, and then also realizing your limits with whatever it is that you're trying to go after, so that you don't set yourself up for failure. So like in realizing your limits, you can call in other people to step in and help you get to higher heights. You know what I mean? We also have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this feels like a very motivational week coming up. So it's saying like there's work to be done. We're definitely going to feel very motivated to do lots of great things. This is not a time for being passive. There's still, even if you feel like you have achieved so much, there is still work to be done. So it's not a time to just be like, I've done all of these things and now I'm just going to sit back and reap the rewards. And it's like, no, now is not the time to sit back and celebrate everything that you've achieved. There's still things to be done, things to get wrapped up. So, that is something to consider as well. So when I see the Queen of Wands, I really think of Khaleesi every time I see this card. Like, even though her hair's black, but she just looks like this badass queen, and she's got her dragon, like in Game of Thrones, Khaleesi, mother of dragons. And Khaleesi in Game of Thrones has this way about her that says, she's never going to stop fighting to get to what she wants, because she knows that it's possible to achieve. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she inspires other people along the way to see the greatness within themselves, as she continues to learn and grow. So that's something to really keep in mind here. While doing what it is that you're doing, we also want to, set an example for others. This isn't like a time for being it's interesting because before I hit live, I was thinking about how the last year that I've gone through, because this upcoming October is going to be a full year that I've been doing my YouTube monthly tarot readings. And I was just thinking about how far I've come along, how much I've learned about myself and about, social media and about other people when they receive readings, and, just all kinds of things. And like the power that tarot really has in inspiring and helping other people. It's not, I've been, learning that it's not like, because, okay, so let me just back it up. So, like, I consider myself to be a witch, but not, maybe not in the way that people really, perceive what a witch is, basically. And since I started doing these readings, the word witch has really transformed immensely, and more women are coming out of the broom closet and stepping into that word of like what a witch means and stuff like that. And And so it's got a little bit of a trendiness to it and things like that, and it's an interesting feeling to see that and like know who I am and be like, no, like, no, don't make it a trend, but also like, yay, good for you for feeling empowered enough to step out into the world and like own that word, because it for me to say that like live on this video that I'm gonna have for people to watch later on as well, it's a big deal because I've never really announced it on social media. Like I've attempted to in the past, like here and there, you know, on occasion, and then I'm like, then I get weird about the fact that it's like out there in the world and I try to like hide it again, you know what I mean? So there's this weird stigma around it. So where am I going with this? So it's just been a weird situation to see how far I've come, and then also being like, you know, knowing that like tarot has this power to it, but also has an empowering thing to it, if that makes sense. So let me just back up, because there was like a lot of things that I wanted to say, and I feel like I'm kind of like stumbling over my words right now. So it's it's interesting how like the Queen of Wands, she inspires you to own who you are through and through, and not allow others to hide that light within you, to stunt your growth as a spirit, as a soul, as a human being, and things like that, and step into your strength and your power and things like that. And that's been something that I've been really struggling with over the last year. It's like I step into it, I come out into the world, I'm like, yeah, and then other times I hide away and I'm like, why am I doing this, and things like that. So and then seeing that out in the world with other women, you know, it triggers a lot within me, and I'm sure within them as well. So it's a good thing to see the Queen of Wands, because we need this energy right now. We need this empowering energy to really like push us further to the next level. I feel like we've all learned a lot about ourselves over the last year with everything that's been coming out in the world, with like the Me Too movement, the LGBTQ you know, movement, and you know, trans women and trans men, like, you know, all these things coming out and like becoming more of the norm. It's just a great empowering time, and I feel like this week is going to help us move to the next level, is really what I've been trying to say. I've been kind of like trying to explain it from my own personal perspective. So I feel like the Queen of Wands is really saying that like we've learned a lot, but we still have so much more to learn. So don't think that this is the end of the road. Don't think that you're done. Don't think that you can just sit on and rest on your laurels and like, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labor just yet. You know, there's still more to be done. You know, and this energy of the Queen of Wands is what we should be stepping into this week and in the weeks ahead. I strongly feel like this is going to be a very fiery, a very powerful energy coming up for us all, which is wonderful, and I'm so glad to see that. And actually, like, I really felt that today. Actually, I have something really exciting in store for all of you guys for October, because it is going to be the like 1 year anniversary of me doing these readings. So are like coming out and like, you know, coming out of the broom closet, so to speak, for myself, and really stepping into that energy more. So it's a very exciting time for me. And I really appreciate all of you that have stuck with me through it all. It really means a lot to me. And I hope that we can continue to grow together. Hi, Brianna. I don't know if she's going to stay on or not. But yeah, so I've got a lot of great things I'm very excited to share for October. It's going to be very fun. And I hope you guys really enjoy it. Hey, Brianna. Did you want a reading? Say yes, because I will totally give you a reading. Thanks. She just said that my hair looks great. I just blew it dry. Thank you. Okay, cool. I hope you can still see me because the sun's going down and I was using natural lighting and I have these 2 candles lit, so I probably look really spooky and orange. Okay. Let's see. What does Brianna need to know? Oh. That's a good one. Looks fallish. Yeah, it looks spooky. Ooh. Probably should turn on the light, but I won't. So I'll just tell you, you have the 10 of Cups coming up, and it feels like right now it just feels like everything is like feeling like things are going smoothly right now, especially within your relationship, or you're working towards that ideal picture for relationships, if that makes sense. So we have in this card, they're like sitting at a picnic. There's, you know, a lot of awesome food on the picnic table. We got the kids and they're like lovingly looking into each other's eyes. So I feel like we've reached a level of emotional fulfillment, or reached this place of contentment within relationships. What else do we have? So we also have the 5 of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups. So also it's basically saying, so I'm going to turn this around. The 5 of Cups is saying that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, basically. So it's kind of saying like, be careful who you share your ideas with, but it's in reverse. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe you've been keeping your ideas to yourself, or like trying to do everything on your own. So it could be one way or the other. So it could be, you know, shifting from trying to work through everything on your own. You know, I know that you're getting married, so I'm wondering if, you know, trying to handle the plans on your own, maybe something that you're trying to do. Or it could be saying that you are talking to too many people, trying to get too many different opinions, and then not listening to yourself. So I feel like, so I would look at that. It's definitely, it has to do with who you are communicating with. 5 of Wands. So it's like a change of like motive or something like that. So just be, something is going on with who's in your circle and who you're talking to. I would just be cautious of that, but then also at the same time, it really could either way. Definitely telling me also I do everything myself. So yeah, it could, if you are doing everything yourself, it could be saying maybe now's the time to start bringing in other people for assistance. And I know that you're getting married, so this could be your bridesmaids maybe wanting to, maybe they are offering to help and you're not letting them. So like maybe now's the time to start bringing them in on some different things to do. I'm gonna hit the light switch. Hold on a second. Oh. Much better. So I don't know, something to consider. But and the reason that I'm saying that is because we also have the Queen of Cups here, and anytime I see the Queen of Cups, I always think of like bending myself over backwards to try to appease others. So that also could tie in with trying to do everything yourself. You know, filling everyone else's cup and not filling your own. I think we just got disconnected. I don't know if she's still there or not, but I'll just keep going and she can watch the replay. So I would just be cautious of your own personal energy. You know, making sure that you are taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Okay, cool. And then also not trying to do everything yourself, or not feeling like you have to do everything yourself. And if you're struggling to push forward with certain things, that would be the time to really call in, you know, your circle of friends for assistance and start delegating tasks, which would be really good for you, is learn to like really delegate tasks. And then just making sure that you're really taking care of yourself in the process. Drinking lots of water also is kind of coming through here. Yeah, and just don't try not to overexhaust yourself in helping other people, and you know, because that can really distract you from focusing on the things that you need to focus on for yourself. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Let me know. I was actually talking about that in the weekly, for the weekly vibe in the beginning of this video, that a lot of the things that have been distracting us from really moving forward with what it is that we really want to move forward with, those things started to fade away with, you know, last week or so, and maybe they're still in the process. Yeah. Me too. So that those other distractions are starting to fade away, and now it's like, okay, now it's time to focus on us and like get motivated with the things that we need to do, and like shift our energy on working on us, but also not doing everything on our own, because we have our own limits, you know what I mean? And then calling in the people to help us bring us to the next level. So delegating tasks and taking care of yourself. That's how you continue this energy of life is good right now. That's how you continue that energy. So, there you go. Let me see what's on the bottom of this. Yeah, because it seems like other people are trying to offer you assistance, and maybe you're trying to figure it out all on your own. So, okay, no problem. Love you too. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. So, I think that's pretty much it, because Brianna was the only one that really... Dan's mom. Yeah, I would let her in. I would give her some stuff to do. You know, even just so she, you know, if she's being a pain, you know, give her something to do so, you know, she gets off your case for a little bit. So, all right. Bye-bye. So yeah, that was a perfect example of what it was that I was trying to say of what this week is going of what this week is going to be about. In order for us to get to the next level, we have to understand what our limits are and allow other people to come in that are supportive of what it is that we're trying to achieve, so that we can get ourselves to the next level. Because you can only get so far all on your own. At some point you have to let others in and ask and accept their help. I was just watering this plant here because it looks thirsty. So yeah, make sure you all drink water, because I'm thirsty too. So I feel like maybe this is a message for everyone. And she was also, so. So this was an interesting reading this week, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that you all enjoy watching the replay, and I'm very excited for what's coming up for October for you guys. So definitely check the monthly YouTube readings. They're going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Share with your friends. Please like, please subscribe. I send you all so much love. And if you're watching this on YouTube, come to Instagram and follow me here also. So it's at Arcana Rising. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. I send you so much love. Bye-bye.